Hi guys, today I want to show you how to make an ice cream brownie mountain. Now an ice cream brownie mountain is a staple around here. We make it for every birthday celebration in place of a birthday cake. So the first thing you need to do is to bake a couple pans of brownies, which I use a mix because we all know that brownies is the one thing where a mix tastes better than by scratch, and you know it's true. So I've never met a homemade brownie that I liked better than brownies from a mix. So the first thing you do after you make your brownies is let them cool completely. I have a nice size mixing bowl. It is freezer safe. And what I do with this mixing bowl is I'm gonna line it with plastic wrap. So you just take your plastic wrap and you do the best job you can do with lining that entire bowl with plastic wrap. So you just do it piece by piece. You're not going to get a piece of plastic wrap that is big enough to do that whole bowl. So let me just work through that. The entire bowl is lined with plastic wrap. Okay, the next step you need to do is take your brownies, and I'm going to try to take off the biggest piece of brownie that I can, and I'm going to line this bowl with brownies. So what I'm essentially making is I'm making a bowl from my brownies. I'm just making sure my saran wrap is at the bottom. So the reason I want a nice big piece, if I can, is the bottom of this bowl is what's going to be the top of the mountain when you're done. And if you want it in one piece looking good, which obviously I didn't succeed there, you want it to be one piece at the bottom, it would look a little better. So what I do is I just start getting out brownie. Yes, it's going to be not perfect, and I'm lining my bowl with brownie. So it's going to take almost 2 things of brownie. Of course, it depends on the size of your bowl. If you wanted to do a small one, get a small bowl and do 1 thing of brownies. However, I am going to do this for a birthday, and if you're going to do it anyway, you might as well take the time and make a bigger one because people like to chow down on this. Okay, I'm going to move to my second brownie thing, and I am just building it up the sides. You'll need some brownie left over when you're done to make a bottom to your cake. So you don't come all the way to the top of your bowl. Kind of eyeball your brownie. You want to have enough to, you certainly don't want to have to make more than 2 pans of brownie. So I've got a pretty nice bowl going on there. I think I'm going to build up the side here just a little bit. This, like so. Try to make them somewhat equal. I think that's plenty of brownie in there. I need to make sure that I have some. So my bowl is lined with brownie. Whoops. Picking it up to show a camera might not be the best idea. So there we go. The next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it with ice cream. So that will be a yummy part. Everybody likes ice cream. So I am back, and I'm ready to put some ice cream in my brownie bowl. The trick is have your ice cream partially melted. I let my ice cream sit for 10 minutes or so. Probably even longer would do. So what I'm going to do is I buy at least 2 cartons of ice cream. I don't have to use it all, but I need more than 1. So I just start putting the ice cream. You can make this any way you want, whatever ice cream you love. My boys like moose tracks. The birthday boy that I'm making this mountain for requested moose tracks. That's my oldest. He is going to be 21 years old tomorrow. So he is getting the birthday cake of his dreams. So I got one carton in there. It's going to take some more of the other. But what you're going to do is you're going to want to put the ice cream in there, smooth it out, make sure that it is pressed down in on all sides, and then smooth that out on the top before you put your brownie to cover the rest of that ice cream. So that's what you're going to do. We're going to just get that ice cream pressed down in. Don't be afraid to work it with a little bit. It's not something that's going to be finished in 1 minute. You're going to take a little time. The ice cream continuing to melt as you work with it. Okay, I'm back and I have my brownie bowl filled with ice cream. Now I'm going to attempt to cover it with brownie. However, I think I've got a little problem. I don't have a lot of brownie left. It's not a common thing that happens, but I think maybe there's been people pinching brownie. So I think what I'm going to do is going to kind of smash the brownie out a little bit, just like if you were using it as Play-Doh. I'm just going to make it cover the bottom. This will actually be what's on the plate when you serve this. It's the bottom of the mountain, so I'm not real stressed if it doesn't completely cover. If there's some holes, it's not even going to be seen. But I'm grabbing the extra brownie and smashing it. Smashed brownie tastes good anyway, so nobody's going to have a problem with that. All right, we have a little bit more over here. So I usually have a little brownie left over. I think this is the first time when I've made it when I haven't had quite enough. But you notice how I'm kind of got some spots where ice cream's thrown through. I'm just taking the brownie and kind of covering those spots as best as I can. I'm not going to stress about them a whole lot. See, here's a little bit more. Okay. Now, if you would like to try this at home, you might want to work on covering that a little better than I did. But you'll find that this turns out perfectly anyway. So the last thing that I'm going to do today with it is cover this with saran wrap and put it in the freezer where it's going to have to freeze for 24 hours. This is not something that you can throw in the freezer and get out 5 or 8 hours later and think you can serve, because the ice cream won't be frozen up solid again. It takes a while. So cover it with saran wrap and stick my bowl in the freezer. And that'll be it for tonight. Everything else happens tomorrow before. All right, we're back for the next day. The Brownie Mountain has sit in the freezer overnight. I'm going to take the saran wrap off of the top of the Brownie Mountain. You'll see the bottom that I pieced together. A little bit of ice cream coming through, but that's okay. Now, it's been on the counter for 10 minutes or a little bit more, trying to let it loosen up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a plate, then invert the bowl on the plate, and I'm going to let it sit there, hoping that that brownie has loosened up. Yep. I'm going to take it off, and there you go. Ta-da! That is an ice cream filled Brownie Mountain. Now, I'm going to cover this up with saran wrap, pop it back in the freezer until I serve it to my birthday boy. At that time, we will do a Ready Whip and sprinkles, a couple candles, and I'll let you see a picture of what that ends up looking like. So, very neat, a birthday cake.